all the dots that you can see here are campuses, either teaching campuses or research campuses or research institutions that are part of our university. And it is well connected to public transportation, meaning that probably even if you are on the farthest campus of our university, you are still about 45 minutes to 1 hour away from downtown Paris. Our university is actually a quite large institution with 4 grandes écoles, which are most of them schools of engineering, but there's also a normal school. You have AgroParisTech, CentraleSupélec, École normale supérieure Paris-Saclay, and Institut d'Optique Graduate School. We have 2 associate member universities, which are located in the cities of Evry and Versailles, so to the east and to the west of our main campus. 10 constituent faculties and institutes. So we have 5 faculties, 3 institutes of technology, 1 internal engineering school, and 1 the Sciences of Light Institute, and 7 national research organizations, which are linked to our university and work together with researchers and professors of our university, making it one of the best universities in the world. You see that we were number 12 last year. We are 13 this year, unfortunately, but we are still one of the best and still the first one in France and first one in continental Europe. We are a large university, but we also have a lot of students in this large university, about 50,000 students. Half of them are undergraduate and 12,000 of them are master students. 21% of our student population actually is coming from abroad. We have 21% of international students. As I was mentioning before, with the research organizations and the teaching institutions that are located on our campuses, we represent about 13% of French research, public research, but we also have private research in companies that are located on or next to our campuses. So coming to Paris-Saclay University is not only coming to study, it's also being connected to the research world, the opportunity to pursue in a PhD, the opportunity to develop your startup. For example, you can see at the bottom of this slide that we have some information about innovation, some key figures. And it's also quite easy to find an internship during your studies because we have these companies that are located on or around campus, or campuses, I should say, actually, usually quite linked to the university and what is taking place in the university. But what do we teach, you may wonder? We have 17 graduate schools which are gathering master's and PhD education, and they are separated into 3 fields. We have science and engineering with such things as computer science, mathematics, chemistry, etc., engineering as well. We have social sciences and humanities with economics and management, law, for example, and life sciences, where you have quite a few disciplines related to pharmacy and medicine, but also life sciences in general, public health, sports sciences as well. And all together in those 17 graduate schools, we have about 67 master tracks. By track, we mean something like a path, and within this path, you have several sub-path. We have about 370 of them, and about 120 are taught partially or fully in English. Actually, on my next slide, you can see the master's programs. You have some QR codes actually to go to the pages where we have descriptions of our master's programs. And we have 70 masters that are fully taught in English. So out of the 120 that we saw on the previous slide, 70 are fully taught in English for non-French speakers. I wanted to make something clearer about what is a Master 1 and what is a Master 2 and when do you get your degree. So actually, a master's degree is a 2-year program, but you can follow the first and the second year separately. Let's say you are enrolled in a university in France and you are doing your Master 1 this year, and you wish to transfer to Paris-Saclay University next year, and you don't want to start again your Master 1, you can just get your credit certificate and apply to a Master 2 program at our university. So a master's degree, is a program of 120 20 European credits, and 60 credits are awarded per year. PhD program, I will not go too much into detail, but it's only a research program. It's a 3-year research intensive program in a lab. You have a few courses that are mandatory to develop your professional skills or to know more about ethics, for example. It is possible to do an international co-tutelle or co-supervision. What is a co-tutelle? It's an agreement between a university in France and a university abroad, and you have 2 PhD supervisors, and usually you travel from one university to the other. You defend your PhD thesis at the end of a doctorate in the 2 universities, and you get the PhD title, the PhD degree. And usually, I would say most usually, PhD offers indicate the associated funding to the PhD offer. So most of the PhDs in France are being subsidized, funded either by private companies, public research institutions, etc. So you have the funding that is associated to the PhD offer right from the catalog of PhD offers that you can access below. Applications to our university does not go through the Études en France platform that you may already know about through the Campus France office in Nigeria. Actually, we have and we use our own internal application portal, which we call Inception. This platform opens at the end of January most of the time and closes sometimes in, well, it doesn't have a closing date for all the master's degrees. Each master or each path has its own opening and closing date. So when you start thinking about applying to our university, you have to keep an eye on our website and check when the master's that you are planning to study is opening and closing. For some Master 1 programs, you have to use the national platform called Mon Master, but that actually mostly is for European students, actually. And for PhD offers, you apply on the portal where you get the offer. So everything takes place at the same in the same place. And now the cost of studies at our university. So Paris-Saclay University is a public university, meaning that the fees that we charged are the ones that are being voted by the French government. But we do have some programs, especially international programs, that have specific fees. So when you start looking for your master's program, you will see if your master is concerned or not by the specific fees that the university is charging. For this academic year, the fees were 254 euros for master's degrees, but it can go up to 9,000 for some of the programs that we have, and 397 for PhDs. But I want to draw your attention on the fact that it may change for the academic year 26-27, so the September 26 intake. The new fees are being voted by the University Council at the moment, so unfortunately I cannot tell you today how much the university will charge next year, but I included a QR code on this page. You are welcome to check the website for more information when information will be published. But probably what is drawing your attention to our university is that we have some scholarship programs, some of them national, some of them university-wide, and some of them are related to specific programs or fields of studies. So we'll go into a little bit of details about the scholarships, but the idea is to also give you some floor to ask your questions, so I will not go too long and too much into details. Please, can someone close their microphone because I have some echo? So I will not go too much into details about the scholarships because actually you can find plenty of information online. And you will also have the slides and the presentation afterwards, so you will have plenty of time to read what is written on it. So not the main, but the scholarship that is mostly known is the France Excellence FL scholarship. This one is from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. So we don't have any power on the dates or on the eligibility criteria, etc., because this is set nationally for all the universities in France. And the call actually opened yesterday. At our university, we have a specific deadline, which is November 9th. The application form is already published on our website. so you can already access it and drop your application. We only receive application through this application portal because we have thousands and thousands of candidates, so we are not able to answer to all email applications. But be assured that if you apply on the specific and dedicated platform, we will review your application. And the benefit of this scholarship is 1,200 euros per month at the master's level and 2,100 for PhD students. But you see that the competition is quite hard because we have about 370 scholarships at the master's level for the whole of France. So you can imagine how the competition can be. There is another scholarship that is developed by Université Paris-Saclay, and this one is not national, it's university-wide, and it's for all the disciplines that the university is teaching, except work-study programs, but that is also the exception for France Excellence FL scholarship. The application for this scholarship is not open yet because it corresponds to the opening of the application portal. So actually the first step for this scholarship is to apply to a master's program. And if the master's program coordinator wishes to nominate you because he or she has found that your profile was excellent and exceptional, they can nominate you to the scholarship, in which case you will receive an email saying you have been pre-selected, please complete your application. And then a jury will sit and will award the scholarships that are available. And this scholarship has a benefit of 1,000 euros per month, and it can be renewed for the second year. This is if you apply to Master 1 level and you are admitted into an M2 the following year, then the scholarship will continue for the second year as well. And then we have some specific scholarships for specific programs, in this case, Erasmus Mundus programs. We have a few master's programs, Erasmus Mundus programs, so European programs that are being coordinated by our institution, two of which have funding for scholarships, the CERP Plus Masters and the Carmen Master. CERP is in chemistry and Carmen is in physics, in quantum physics. The scholarship, for the scholarship, you have to apply to a master's degree and the scholarship at once. Actually, you only drop one application. It will open next month until mid-March. These masters have 20 full scholarships and 10 partial scholarships each. But I would say there is one bad news, which is that 3 of the masters that we are coordinating currently don't have funds or limited funding for scholarships. So they are not able to sponsor full scholarships, for example, for the program. But the good news is that some masters are being coordinated by other European institutions, whether in France or abroad. And these masters may have scholarships for international students, but they are only offered if you apply to the coordinating institution. So the funding is limited, but this is quite an exceptional scholarship. We have other scholarships for those interested in mathematics, which is the mathematics foundation of our university, which has several programs, 2 for the master's level and 1 which is actually starting at the master's level but continues up to PhD. Only in the field of mathematics, of course, and depending on the scholarship, there are different benefits, 1 or 2 year funding. Sometimes you have a welcome kit, for example, that is included, etc. Another school of ours, which is AgroParisTech, a school of engineering in agriculture science and environmental sciences, has a few scholarships to offer to international students, those who are either in masters or doing the engineering degree or specialized masters, but that is a bit different from the programs, the regular programs, I would say. In this scholarship, you don't apply directly. It's the same thing as the international master scholarship that the university has. You are being nominated by the course coordinator, either in May or in September. So meaning that in May you are being sponsored before you come, and you can, for example, show that you have the sufficient funds to apply for your visa. The September round is for students who are already here. So it means that you have already been able to gather the funds to apply for your visa. You have been granted your visa. You come to France and you apply to this scholarship. And the funding depends on the student's needs. So there is no, I cannot tell you that the scholarship will be 1,000 or 2,000 euros or 8,000 for the whole year, etc. It really depends, and it's at the discretion of the foundation of this School of Engineering. Another scholarship for those in integrative biology and physiology programs, actually three master's degrees are following that, are falling into that category. You can either apply before or after being admitted in one of the eligible programs. The round 1 is in March and the second round is in April. And the funding can also be renewed if you are admitted in M1 and pursuing M2, so the second year. Another scholarship for students who are doing a master's that is related to space. It's quite large actually, because it's aerospace engineering, etc., but also law, for example. We have a master's at our Faculty of Law related to space law. So those masters the eligible masters are posted on the Space Academy website. The list is quite long, so that is why I'm inviting you to go and check that list. There are 3 rounds, one in October, so this month already, another one in January and another one in May. And the funding can be for 1 semester up to 1 year. And the Space Academy actually is a network of universities in Île-de-France region, so the region where Paris is located. And there are 6 scholarships per year for the whole network. So a bit like FL scholarship, it's quite competitive because the network is composed of several universities, each of them receiving candidates for their masters, and each of them receiving hundreds of applications for scholarships. So there's quite a competition for that. Another scholarship, which also starts at the master's level but continues up to the PhD, is the PhD track. So if this application is during your first year of master's, so it means that you are not getting funded before you start your studies in France. You have to start your studies at our university, and during the first semester of M1, you have a possibility of applying to this scholarship. The objective of this scholarship is to keep you for a long time, to keep you for 5 years up to the PhD. And so you receive funding for the first 2 years corresponding to your master's program, and then you get a doctoral contract, for the PhD. And the number of scholarships that we have for this program is 15 per year in 2 different areas, sciences for health and sustainable development. So a bit like applying for a PhD, actually, you drop 1 application, and then if you are pre-selected, you are invited to an interview, which will decide whether or not the scholarship is awarded to you. And since we are talking about PhD track, we also have funding for PhDs, but in this case, for co-tutelle PhDs, meaning that the French university, in our case, Paris-Saclay University, is giving you some funding for for minimum 12 months. And the partner university with whom you are doing your PhD is also committing to fund you for 12 months as well, minimum, because usually PhDs, are lasting for 3 years in France. So if you get only 12 months plus 12 months, it means that you still have to provide funding for 1 extra year. And other sources of funding, because of course scholarships are quite competitive. Whichever scholarship I've been talking about, the number is limited. Campus France has a catalog that is Campus Bourse, Bourse meaning scholarship. So there's a catalog that you can explore online. I inserted the QR code on the slide. Other ideas that you can keep in mind, at least when you are making a budget, is that internships in France, whenever they are over 2 months, they are being paid for from the first day of work. And the amount is about 600 euros minimum per month. It can be more than that, but it cannot be lower than that. But the internship must be part of your study program. It's an internship, so you have some credits that are awarded to it at the end. I mean, when you complete your internship, you have to do a defense, and after the defense, you are being awarded some credits for that internship. There is an agreement between you, the company, or the research lab where you are doing your internship and the university. So it's not a part-time job. It's really an internship in the field of your studies. And most of the programs now are requesting that you do an internship, especially in the second year. Another idea or another thing that you can keep in mind is the work-study programs. This is quite developed in France, where you are alternating between courses at the universities for maybe 3 days a week and 2 days a week at the company. This is paid whenever, even if you are at school. I mean, even if you work only 2 days per week, let's say, you are still being paid for the 5 days of working week. And the minimum for that is 950 euros per month. It is now accessible to non-EU students right from the first year at the master's level. So it means that if you are applying to a master's program in France and this program is a work-study program, you are entitled to do that right from the first year in France, which was not the case before, and which is still not the case for bachelor students, for example. And another idea or another possibility is that you can take a part-time job. This is not the way of funding that we are advising to students. We have to mention it because it's illegal. You can work up to 60% of the legal working hours, even with a student visa. But it's taking some time. It's quite hard to find a job because other students are also willing to get a job around campus. And also being an international student, it's not so easy to settle, to get accustomed to the way of studying and working in France. So we don't advise that as a first idea to fund your studies in France. And in any case, to request your visa, to apply for your visa to France, you must show that you have sufficient funds prior to visa application and without counting on the part-time job that you may be getting once you get to France. So these are really ideas that you can keep in mind, but they should not be the only way to support yourself when you are in France. Campus life, because we've been talking a lot about money, I will talk about what you can do on our campus and especially what services that you can get and access for international students. So as I was saying earlier, our campuses are numerous, they are quite large. We have a vast array of cultural activities, we have sports, we have libraries where you can work, but you can also rest and enjoy some magazines, for example. We have a learning center, a brand new learning center that was opened, I think, 2 years ago. It's really bright and has a lot of resources. You can also have some coffee because there's a coffee place that has opened in that learning center. And we have accommodation. I want to emphasize that you saw that we have 48,000 students. We have only 10,000 rooms. So obviously we are unfortunately unable to accommodate every single student that is coming to our university. And even international students, we receive about 7,000 international students, and we cannot host those 7,000 students in the 10,000 rooms that we have because rooms are being booked by other actors of the higher education sector around here. But especially for those who are receiving a scholarship from our university, we try our best to help you. If it's not a student residence, we help you find some private accommodation close to campus. And for international students specifically, we have specific services grouped into a welcome desk. Before arrival, for example, you can prepare your arrival through our online welcome desk, where when you put some information about what you are going to study, where you are going to study, etc., you will have your personalized step-by-step calendar detailing what you have to do now, next month, in 3 weeks, etc. We have pre-arrival webinars, which is quite an interesting service to use when you are admitted at the university. It's a webinar like I'm doing today, but with more information related to your arrival, to your visa application, etc. And you can also request, where is that? It's not written on that slide, but there's an additional service that is in the charge of my colleagues. You can request one-on-one meetings, online meetings during the summer, or during the month before you start your studies at Université Paris-Saclay, where somebody from the international office is guiding you if you have a last-minute question about your, I don't know, your accommodation, for example, or any other question actually that you may have about your arrival to France and to Paris-Saclay University. Upon arrival, we have some activities which we call arrival days. If you have not been able to participate in the pre-arrival webinars, for example, this is the opportunity to meet us, to get some information about your arrival in France, to get a welcome guide as well. We have a buddy program, which is a matching program between a local student and a brand new international student, where you can get some more, I would say, detailed information about student life, which maybe we are unaware of because we work at the administration. We have a welcome party for international students, which is quite enjoyed by our international student population. And during your stay, we are not leaving you alone. We have some integration workshops. We have several groups, one or several of them where the language being used is French, and because people want to better their French language, for example. We have others that are being not taught because it's not taught by someone. It's just a group of students who are meeting and talking about integration in France. These can be also in English. Our welcome desk is also organizing some intercultural trainings or visits to local landmarks. And we are available throughout the year for appointments. Let's say, I don't know, you are having a problem with your social security application, we are here to help. If you have a problem with your housing grant, for example, because there's a housing grant from the government, which international students can also apply for. We have some people who are dedicated and who can help you in that. And in case you need some information right now, you already have the contact of the welcome desk. In case you have question about, I don't know, integrating as an international student at our university. And you should or you can follow us on our social media. We have quite a few of them. And you have our website at the top of this page where you will find more information, more detailed information about what I've just shared to you today. And now I'm available for questions, or maybe if Campus France Nigeria wishes to add something related to applications from Nigeria, etc. Otherwise, I'll be happy to answer the questions you may have.
Okay, thank you, Celine, for the kind and the nice presentation. We have quite a couple of questions here from some of the students, so I'm going to be taking them one after the other, in the order in which they've been asked. So the first question here says that, is it possible they would like to verify if they're allowed to come 1 month or 2 months before resumption for an intense French language learning to help them communicate better with the locals? That is, does Paris-Saclay offer French language course?
We don't have an internal language center, but students are welcome to take French classes before arrival at their own expense and at the place of their choice. For example, there is Alliance Française in Paris, for example, but internally we don't have any language center.
Okay, thank you. I think the person who asked the question already got the response. Another question here is, the GRE exam and the IELTS. So I want to know, they're asking, is it a requirement? Do they need to present any form of English language proficiency test before they can be admitted into Paris-Saclay, considering that they are coming from an Anglophone English-speaking country?
Usually not. Actually, whether French or English, official test scores are usually not requested. It may happen that some masters are asking for a specific proof or a specific certificate of language proficiency, but in that case, it will be mentioned on the description page of the masters. But as a general rule, no GRE, no TOEFL, no IELTS, or no DELF or DALF test are requested.
Okay. I think that also answers this question. Thank you for that. Another question here is, do you accept HND? So maybe I should just explain that. HND is the
But I
equivalence of
know
that plus 4. Okay, okay,
I
I
worked
understand.
in the neighboring country quite a few years ago, so I know
Okay,
what is the
okay.
HND.
Okay.
That will depend on the master's program that you wish to apply for, and the prerequisites, if the prerequisites for the masters are being met or not. That I cannot reply as a general rule, because each master's is responsible for admission within their masters, and from one discipline to the next, from one professor to the next, expectations may be different. So I unfortunately don't have a general answer to make to that, but that is possible to apply. I mean, there will not be any I mean, it will not be blocked. You can apply, and then the professor in charge of admission in the masters will decide whether or not this is sufficient.
Okay, thank you very much. So for HND, you can apply, but try your chances, and then whoever is in charge of the masters or the coordinator will let you know. Thank you. Then another question here is there any application fee? Are there
No,
application fees
there are no
attached to?
application fees at our university. You can apply for free for up to 7 master's programs.
Okay. You can apply to up to how many master's program?
Seven.
Okay, okay. Thank you very much. Up to 7 master's programs. So there's a PTDF scholar here asking a question. Currently admitted to the PhD program at University of Paris-Saclay. I'll be resuming next week. This is a student. Campus France is responsible for our accommodation, but they seem to be having trouble with getting an accommodation for me. Is there anyone at the international desk that can assist? So this person is asking a question about securing accommodation. Has been admitted into a PhD program at Université Paris-Saclay, but the challenge now is securing accommodation. So they want to ask if it's possible for the international desks at the University of Paris-Saclay to assist in securing accommodation.
Unfortunately not, because Campus France being in charge of PTDF scholars, they have specific contacts in the residences. Unfortunately, yes, I understand that at this point of the year, residences are full. So even Campus France has some problems in finding accommodation, but they are in charge of that, and I can trust them in finding something even in the private sector. If not, then you can write to International Welcome Desk, but unfortunately, I don't think that it will be possible to find something better than what Campus France can find.
Yeah. Then the next question is just a minute. So this person is asking on how to get a PhD supervisor for projects. Person is living in Paris already at the moment and has already secured a PTDF fully funded scholarship for PhD. So the question is how to get a PhD supervisor. Because number one, I suppose for you to be admitted to a PhD program, you need to have, being able to get a
Yes,
supervisor. So,
exactly.
so
But PhD offers, I mean, as I was mentioning before, PhDs they have offers of PhDs, just like job offers, for example, and they are all posted on our Edum platform. In case the person wants to get a contact of a researcher, I mean, contacts may not be published, but the list of labs are published on our website. And for the list of labs, you have at least the director of that lab. And depending on the lab, you can also guess the discipline in which they are doing research. And you can contact the individual researchers in working on those projects in these labs. So the list of labs is available on our website.
okay. Thank you for that Another question here is this person intends to apply for a master's course for a course M1 in HCI. I wouldn't know what HCI is or what it exactly stands
Human-computer
for.
interaction.
Okay, human computer interaction. Oh, interesting. Thank you. That differs from my first degree. The person in the first degree in brackets, I think, did French, but the person's got up to 3 years of experience in tech, plus courses and diploma certification to back it up. So the question is, do you think this would be sufficient to be admitted into this program, to the HCI program? The background in French.
Unfortunately, not, because it's a high demanding program. It's a highly demanded program as well, and competition is hard. And the prerequisites for that master's is that the person has studied information technology or computer science as a first degree.
Okay, so this person is asking, thank you very much. Can we have the link to apply to for these universities for University of Paris-Saclay? Yeah, I suppose the what's it called is going to be shared at the end of the presentation. So you
Yes,
definitely get the link. So you're going
yes,
to get the
exactly.
link.
And the application portal in any case is not open yet. It will open at the end of January. So students have to keep an eye on the website and to know which programs will be offered and when the application portal for each of these programs will open. What is open at the moment is the FL pre-application form. Well, the FL application form to pre-apply to a master's degree, actually, because whenever you are being pre-selected by our university to be sponsored to the FL scholarship, the professors can make a commitment to admit students who will get the FL scholarship afterwards.
Okay, thank you very much. So this person is trying to ask a question about the distinction between M1 and M2. So basically, maybe as a rep of campus France, maybe I can say one or two about that. So M1 is the first year of masters, while M2 is the second year of the masters. So masters in France are generally divided into two, 2 years. So the first year of your master is your M1, while the second year of your master is your M2. So I don't know if Selena has one or two to add to what I've said.
No, exactly. That's exactly what I mentioned before. And applications to when you apply to M1, there is no guarantee that you will be admitted in M2, and you have to apply once again the year after. But yes, exactly. The M1 is first year and M2 is second year.
Okay, merci beaucoup. So talking about tuition payment, they're asking if it's possible to make half tuition of he must be paid in full before resumption. That is there a possibility of paying on installments? They pay half at now and then pay the remaining at a later date.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, usually you can pay in 3 installments.
Okay.
From the start. I mean, when you register, so usually you register at the university during July or August. So at this time, you have to choose whether you want to pay in full or if you want to pay in 3 installments. If you choose to pay in 3 installments, you pay the first when you register, and then the other 2 payments the 2 following months.
Okay, thank you very much. So this is another question. The person is asking if it's possible to take a master's program in speech pathology or therapy, considering the fact that a person had the first degree, bachelor's in linguistics. So is it possible for the person to pivot from bachelor's in linguistics to speech pathology or therapy?
I would say so, but we don't have any programs in speech pathology at our university, unless I'm mistaken. But in any case, I'm not in a capacity to answer whether this degree is compatible with this master's program, because as I was saying before, this is the professor's responsibility, and I'm not a professor and I'm not in charge of admissions. I'm here to promote the university and to answer questions for international students, but unfortunately, I cannot say whether this program is suitable for this person with that degree, because this is really the professor's responsibility for each master's.
Thank you for that clarification. Then this question says, are there art and humanities courses taught in English at the University of Paris-Saclay?
There probably are, but very few. Most of our programs, Paris-Saclay, maybe I will diverge a bit to talk about the history of Paris-Saclay University. Actually, it was created as part of the Faculty of Science, and it expanded from the Faculty of Science to other faculties to integrate the Faculty of Law, for example, or Faculty of Sports Sciences. So being a historically science-oriented university, we have more programs related to science, technology, and engineering than programs related to humanities. And not most, but many of the programs that are taught in English are in science, technology, and engineering, and quite few in humanities. So there might be, because I don't know the whole list by heart, but if there are very few.
Okay, merci. So, are there bachelor's programs that are taught in English in nursing? And
No.
then are there also funding or scholarships for masters in nursing?
So actually today I did not talk about bachelors because all of our bachelors are taught in French. So unless the person is fluent in French, meaning that the person has a B2 level minimum in French, it is not possible to take a bachelor's degree at our university. We don't have any funding for bachelor students coming from abroad. And the last answer to that question is that nursing in France is not being taught within universities, but within what we call Institut de formation aux soins infirmiers. Sorry for talking in French, but this is not related to university, and we don't have anything called or equivalent to a bachelor's degree in nursing. Nursing is really taught into schools that are separated from the universities.
Okay, so nursing specialized school, just like we have the
Exactly.
School of Midwifery and Nursing.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah, thank you for that. Um, I think this question has been answered about accepting HND for masters. So it was clearly stated that it's in the prerogative of the supervisor or the professor to determine. Yes, you can submit your application, but it depends on the faculty to determine if they accept an HND for master, depending on what is obtainable. Okay, thank you for that. And the other thing is, what are the requirements to be met to be able to enroll into an M2 program instead of M1? So you're not doing M1 now, but you want to apply directly to M2. So is it possible?
It may be possible, but once again, it's the professor's responsibility to decide whether or not the prerequisites are met to enter into an M2. It happens. It happens depending on the fields, depending on the maybe the level of the student. If all the prerequisites that were supposed to be learned during the M1 are met by the student, and if the student can apply directly to M2. So just like
Okay,
the HND, actually, the application portal will not block because the prerequisites are not met, but the professors will decide whether or not the candidate is fit for the program.
okay. Merci. So the question goes thus, do you accept third class for master's application? Also, can one apply with a student copy of transcript with a former university instead of an official one? Application to a
Um,
master with a third class and then applying with student's transcript. Is it possible?
well, application with any kind of class or any kind of level is possible. I mean, there is no, we are not, I mean, application portal is open to everyone. So once it's open, everybody can apply, whether they are the top of the class or the last one of the class. Yet the transcript must be official from the university and cannot be a copy or a screenshot, or it must be, even if they are scanned, of course, because the application portal is online, so obviously you are not sending your paper transcripts, but they must be official transcripts from the university.
Okay, thank you. So this question is about computer science and cybersecurity. So I said, I've noticed that this isn't part of the courses offered, and to study computer science, you have to start with M1. However, the courses or modules for M1 aren't what I'm interested in. So what are you interested in? Okay, another question here is, like you already mentioned that, you offer more of science inclined programs than, so I think I'll skip that. Hello, I want to apply for the M1 in HCI, Human Computer Interaction course. However, my first degree was in mechanical engineering. I also have over 4 years work experience. I'm a software engineer and some certification in web development and in cloud technologies. So this person is asking,
Yes,
trying
that's
to
the same
integrate HCI.
question.
with a background in mechanical engineering. This is mechanical engineering.
Yeah, well, once again, I have to say that I cannot answer that question because I'm not a mechanical engineer, neither a computer scientist. So that will be the responsibility of the coordinator of this HCI program to decide whether the background and the experience gained on the professional side are sufficient to enter in the masters.
Okay. So, well, this person is asking, how do I get a PhD supervisor for my project when I'm living in Paris already?
Oh, that one we answered already.
Oh, we answered
The
already. Yeah,
list
true.
of labs is on our website, and from the list of labs, you can find the list of professors that are working on these labs.
Okay, thank you. And so this person is asking, well, from the question this person just asked, the courses that Paris-Saclay offers that are on campus runs page right now, are they up to date? I think you already mentioned that earlier, that they need to apply directly, that there is a particular
Uh,
platform.
yeah, well, there are two things. I don't know which catalog this person is referring to. If the catalog that they are referring to is the Campus France Taught in English catalog, yes, it's up to date. But it will probably be updated by the end of this year because actually the course offer for 2026 will change a bit. There will be some more programs and some programs that will change and will be grouped, etc. But I don't have the list right now. So the catalog has not been updated yet, but it will be updated by the end of the year. And regarding the application portal, yes, we are not connected to Études en France, and we use our own application portal, which opens at the end of January 2026.
Okay, thank you. I think this one, okay, with a 1 year MSc in medical microbiology certificate, can I proceed to apply for M2 in genetics after 8 years base? So
I
after
would say
8 year
so,
gap,
but oh, with an 8-year gap. Well, for the scholarship, this person would not be eligible anymore because the scholarship that we have at the Université Paris-Saclay, at the moment, one of the eligibility criteria is that there's not a break longer than 3 years between the bachelor and the master application. So with this 8-year break, the person would not be eligible to the scholarship. But there's no restriction on the master's application. Actually, we have continuing students who come back to school after having worked for some years. So it will depend on the course coordinator and what this course coordinator wishes for the class, whether to be all young students of the same age or if it's a mix of different person with different backgrounds. That once again I cannot answer because it's professors' prerogatives.
okay. So thank you. This person is asking if the webinar is strictly for the school, only offers strictly for master's applicants and no bachelors. I might want to say one or two about that, but I think I'll leave you to answer this question.
Yeah, we have bachelors actually, but all of them are being taught in French, and that is why I did not talk about them today at this webinar because probably 90% of you unfortunately won't be interested. I won't say that you are not capable of studying in French, but most of you are probably interested in pursuing your education in English, so that is why I did not talk about bachelors.
Okay, thank you very much. So, Celine, based on popular demand, I've been told to ask this question, although I think you've said one or two about it. But based on popular demand, I'm going to be asking the question. It says, please help us ask this question. So many people have already asked. Please, I would like to know if the master's program International Business slash or Strategic Management M1 and M2 will be offered for next year because it says both programs are not being offered next year on the school website.
Yes, this program actually is highly demanded, and I've asked some questions to the professors in charge. It will be updated, and the modalities of this master's will change from next year on. I don't know the modalities right now, so unfortunately, I cannot tell you more than what I'm telling you right now. It seems that it won't be open next year so that the modalities can be changed and then it will be open the year after. But that is the information that I have as of today. Maybe tomorrow I will receive more information about it. But in any case, it will be published on the website whether it's open or not and in which modalities the program is opening.
Okay, I suppose we are clear on that. So it's possible it gets open or they don't open and then the following year they open it. So just hold on their website for more details and updates to this regard. Okay. That being said, I think we are coming, close to the end of the webinar. So I'm just going to see, are there provisions of French classes for international students? She already mentioned, although there is no French center in the school, but definitely, why not? There are opportunities for you to learn French. So, yes. Please, can I do a master's in applied mathematics, especially school that are taught in English? Or at master's level, why not? There are a lot of masters, what's it called? But everything we are talking about in this webinar is tailored towards University of Paris-Saclay. So I don't know, applied mathematics,
We
is it
do have
available?
mathematics. We are
Okay.
#1 university in the world in mathematics. So yes, we do have programs in mathematics. I think, unfortunately, that most of the masters are taught in French, but they are doing a lot of research in mathematics that is open to international students, non-French-speaking students. So for research and PhD, Université Paris-Saclay is a place to go for mathematics.
Thank you. And then I think I will take this last two questions very quickly. Does PhD admissions run all year, or it depends on when you get your supervisor?
Yes, well, they run all year and it depends on when you get your supervisor. There are probably two large intakes in September and in January, but offers are published year long and then you can be admitted in March and start your PhD in June. There is no change in that. As I was mentioning before, all our offers are posted on the same application, the same portal where you also apply for the PhD offer, which is called EDUM, ADUM, and you have the QR codes on the slides that you will be given after the presentation. Once you get the supervisor, once the jury accepts your research proposal, etc., you start applying and registering for the PhD, and you can start anytime.
Okay, thank you very much. And another one is just 1 minute. So this person is asking for someone that is currently completing MBA in Nigeria by March 2026, am I still eligible to apply for another master's degree with Paris-Saclay?
Yes, you are. If you are completing your master's already, you are not as prioritized as other candidates for master's level at the FL scholarship, but you can still apply. I mean, if you are a bright candidate, an exceptional profile that we wish to support, we are welcome. I mean, you are welcome to apply, and we are keen on supporting you. And if you are not applying through the scholarship, then there's no problem in applying for a second master's if you want to deepen your education or strengthen a specific area of your background, etc. So yes, it's possible.
I think we've been able to cover the majority of the questions that have been posed here. So thank you very much for your time and attention. So you can always follow us. The link has been shared. The Campus France Nigeria YouTube channel. You can find the link here on the chat box. So please do not hesitate to visit this website, the YouTube page for the recording of today's webinar. And in similar vein, I think Celine will be sharing the presentation slide of today's webinar to the email address of all attendees. So for everyone
Exactly.
who is currently attending this webinar, so kindly rest assured that you definitely receive the presentation slides in your respective email inboxes. So, and then please do not forget the Campus France Nigeria, one of the major study fair will be happening here in Lagos. It's going to be happening here in Lagos on the 18th of October. We'll share the flyer and then the registration link. So you can also check across our social media handles from Instagram to Facebook to TikTok and Twitter. You'll see it. So it's happening from 8:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. On Saturday, October 18, 2025. So we have over 23 schools, over 11 schools of business and management, then universities, and then for the first time, we're going to be having schools of arts that are also going to be participating. So it's an opportunity for you to meet with the representative of these schools and get more information about the study opportunities and scholarship that are available for you in France. And to bring you to a close, please do not forget that to register, and then application has opened on the Student of France portal. So Ryan said Okuri for party points, so his teaching time saves 9. So we urge you all to proceed with your application. So on this note, I want to say thank you, big thank you to Université Paris-Saclay. I want to say a big thank you to Celine. It's been a pleasure having you. And then to every
Thank
other
you very much.
participant who made it a day to be here, say thank you as well. And I wish you the very best of luck in your pursuit. So, je pense que c'est la fin.
Merci beaucoup.
Obidien.
Thank you everyone for being here today and for asking such interesting questions and participating to this webinar. And do not hesitate to, I see that plenty of you are writing your emails. You have been provided with the registration link, and this is how you probably got the link to the Zoom meeting today. So I will be using that same mailing list to send you the presentation, so keep an eye on your mailboxes. Thank you.